Welcome to Classic Books Recaps, where the greatest stories ever written are brought back to life in minutes. Whether you're revisiting a favorite or discovering a new classic, you've come to the right place. Remember to hit subscribe and join us on a journey through the greatest novels ever written. Now, let's dive into today's story. Wuthering Heights by Emily Brontë. This is Wuthering Heights, a haunting tale of love, revenge, and madness. Our story begins when a man named Lockwood rents a house called Thrushcross Grange in the remote Yorkshire moors. Curious about his landlord, Mr. Heathcliff, Lockwood decides to visit his nearby home, Wuthering Heights, but it's no warm welcome. The place is gloomy, filled with tension, and the people there seem bitter, angry, and downright strange. That night, Lockwood has a terrifying dream of a ghostly girl crying to be let in. Disturbed, he returns to Thrushcross Grange and asks the housekeeper, Nellie Dean, about the mysterious residents of Wuthering Heights. And that's when she begins to tell him the whole tragic story. Years earlier, Mr. Earnshaw, the owner of Wuthering Heights, brings home a poor, orphaned boy from the streets of Liverpool. He names him Heathcliff and raises him like a son, alongside his own children, Hindley and Catherine. Catherine and Heathcliff become inseparable. They roam the moors together, wild and free. But Hindley grows jealous of Heathcliff and treats him cruelly, especially after their father dies and Hindley inherits the estate. Still, Catherine and Heathcliff share a deep, intense bond, but their world is about to fall apart. When Catherine stays at the neighboring estate, Thrushcross Grange, she meets the wealthy and refined Edgar Linton. He's everything Heathcliff is not: educated, polished, and from a good family. Catherine is torn. She loves Heathcliff with her soul, but she wants the social status Edgar can offer. In a moment of painful honesty, she tells Nellie, "It would degrade me to marry Heathcliff." So she chooses Edgar and breaks Heathcliff's heart. Heathcliff hears this, disappears into the night, and vanishes for years. 3 years later, Heathcliff returns, but he's changed. He's now wealthy, brooding, and consumed by revenge. He sets his sights on destroying those who hurt him. First, he gains control of Wuthering Heights by tricking Hindley, who's now a broken man. Then, he begins manipulating everyone around him, including Edgar's sister, Isabella, whom he marries just to spite Catherine and Edgar. Catherine, now trapped in a cold marriage, becomes emotionally unstable. Her love for Heathcliff hasn't faded, and seeing him again throws her into chaos. Catherine and Heathcliff have one final, explosive confrontation. They confess their undying love, but it's too late. The emotional toll overwhelms Catherine, and she falls gravely ill. Shortly after giving birth to her daughter, Kathy, Catherine dies. Heathcliff is devastated. He begs her ghost to haunt him forever, so they'll never be apart. And from that moment on, Heathcliff becomes consumed by grief and vengeance. The story doesn't end with Catherine's death. Heathcliff sets his revenge plan in motion through the next generation. He takes in Hindley's son, Hareton, raising him in ignorance and cruelty. Then he lures Catherine's daughter, young Kathy, into a toxic trap by forcing her to marry his own sickly son, Linton. It's all part of his plan to seize Thrushcross Grange. But Kathy, though young, is spirited like her mother, and despite all of Heathcliff's darkness, light still lingers. As time goes on, Heathcliff starts to lose his grip. Kathy and Hareton, the children he tried to ruin, begin to form a bond. They read together, laugh, and fall in love, healing each other in ways their parents never could. And Heathcliff, haunted by the ghost of Catherine and worn down by his own bitterness, begins to fade. He no longer finds joy in his revenge. All he sees is her everywhere. Eventually, Heathcliff stops eating, stops fighting, and simply gives up. He dies quietly, and some say he was found with a smile on his face, finally reunited with Catherine, in death if not in life. He's buried next to her on the moors, where their spirits are said to wander together. In the end, Cathy and Hareton inherit both Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grange. They plan to marry and start a new life together, finally breaking the cycle of pain and hatred that haunted their families. So while Wuthering Heights is a story of dark passions and destruction, it's also a story of redemption, of love that survives, and love that heals. If you enjoyed this recap of Wuthering Heights, don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit the bell for more classic books recaps. Let us know which story you'd like next in the comments.